Hello and welcome to the top 25 of Straight 8 2023. Yes, Seagull. We're here in Cannes. We've just revealed the top 8 the other day. You are wherever you are in the world. If you're watching it at 8 p.m. UK time on June the 3rd, you are at the global live stream. And if you're watching it later, it's still just as exciting. My name is Ed Sayers. I'm the founder of Straight 8. I'm a filmmaker based in London. Having a lot of fun still doing Straight 8 after 24 years. And everyone everywhere is invited to enter our 25th year, Straight 8 2024, which is already open. What the hell is it? It's an incredible filmmaking challenge where you are invited to make a film on one cartridge of Super 8 and use a camera like this. There are lots of different kinds available to film your entire film using only your trigger as the editing tool. Okay, so when you take the first shot, I thought that might happen. Let's stick with it. No retakes. No retakes. And that's going to go off again, but that's okay. When you take your first shot, you've just shot maybe the first 3 seconds of your film. On Straight 8, you actually have to shoot your entry number. That's where you have to enter before you make your Straight 8 film. Now, I go for my second shot. I'm going to go for that nice Cannes sign over there. Zoom in, check my focus, say to my team, are you ready with a stopwatch? Are you?
Yeah.
Cool, let's go. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the Cannes sign. I've now got the first 2 shots of my movie. I cannot change the order. If I want to do a retake of the second shot, it's just going to be in the film twice in a row. It's not recording sound, so we're going to get right to the end of the film cartridge, which is 3 minutes, 20 seconds for Straight 8, 2023 and 4. And then we're going to send it back to us, and we'll get it processed at Cinelab London, amazing laboratory, doing big stuff as well as our Straight 8 films. Can you keep the noise down? Thank you. You then make a soundtrack. Your soundtrack has to be original. So find those amazing composers and bedroom musicians and friends and family that want to make films scores and work with them. Film is a collaborative medium. You need to team up with people. It's a perfect chance to meet people. Don't try and use library music. And then we're going to marry up the first frame of picture on your film when we see it, without you seeing it, with your soundtrack. And then we're going to start judging them. So what you're going to watch in a minute is the top 25 from this year, within which you will also see the top 8, and they're the ones that we showed in Cannes the other day. Hopping time, it's like time travel. We're leaving Cannes in a minute to go back to London to show this top 25 you're about to see at BFI South Bank, the British Film Institute, in the 450-seat flagship cinema, NFT1, and we cannot wait. There's something, yeah, I know. You coming too? Anyway, so that's it. I'm not going to stand in the way of you seeing the films anymore. Have I covered everything? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, okay. So I guess that was one take. Huh?
24 is open if they're watching
Just as a reminder, Straight 8 2024 is open. Go to straight8.net and see how you can get involved, or tell out a friend who's always going on about making a film but never quite making it, that maybe they want to do Straight 8. It's open to everyone anywhere, and we loved getting different stories from all over the world. We do. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoy Straight 8 2023 Top 25. See you somewhere soon.
I remember that day very clearly. A mysterious box was left in front of my door, addressed to me, and there it was, a small stuffed dog. Someone was definitely messing with me. Bake for 20 minutes, available to use for 2 weeks? Well, what's the worst that could happen? 20 minutes later, he was ready. And there he was. Toffee. I often thought about what Toffee liked the most, the walks or the dinners we had after. When you have a limited time with someone, you only want to make them happy. And dinners with his favorite foods, chicken bones and raw Brussels sprouts, did the job for him. Toffee was as intellectual as a human gets, or maybe more. He loved listening to me read as much as he liked his nighttime sleep. We even had our special place, Hampstead Heath. Being in Hampstead felt like whatever happened to us, We were a small part of this big world in that special moment, stuck in time, together and forever. But again and again, we ended up next to the water. It was where Toffee wanted to go to the most, but also what he was the most afraid of. And I never got a chance to teach him how to swim. I didn't have enough time to show Toffee how beautiful life really is, but I gave him all the love that I could for the time we spent together. I could see it in his eyes that he was happy to be with me. I wanted time to stop or go back to when I found him in that box. I just wanted to live the times that I had with Toffee over and over again, forever. When I woke up, he was gone, and that day I lost something I never got back. But it was time to let him go. To where all the life began and where his ended.
There's definitely something to be said about driving the same road that you've been down 100 times before. There's all these little landmarks that you see along the way that are completely unrelated to the scenery itself, but it triggers these memories, emotions, and states of being that you have attached to this placeholder. I think I love it more than any sort of photo or video because it's in my head and only I can access it. And it's always the least expected and unimportant things that stick because they're so real. And you felt something so raw at the time you didn't realise until you see it play in your head every time you drive past it. It's amazing to think that these little memories are attached to random trees or bends in the road that remind us of a feeling so intrinsic to who we are. Being trapped in this little box, it gives a lot of time for thought. I used to be scared of that. Being alone and having to listen to all of your intrusive thoughts and not be able to ignore them. But recently I've found a lot of beauty in that too. When I'm on these journeys, I sometimes see this totally different version of myself, where I'm not too scared to try new things, chase ideas, and even people. There's a total lack of fear in these thoughts because no one else can hear them, and no one else is judging them but me. People in particular move in and out of my head. Never really people that hold any great significance in my life. Like whenever you see someone in the street, you don't know them, and they don't know you, but for some reason they catch your eye. And I don't mean in a loving or passionate way, they just take your attention for a moment, and I guess it's nice to think that people think about people, even if it's just for a second. In a world where everything is moving so fast, and trends come and go, and videos get shorter, and our attention spans get smaller, it's so nice to be able to dedicate a chunk of time to stew on ideas. I don't think we allow time for thought anymore. There's too many deadlines to meet or work to be done, you can barely catch a breath. And I think how mundane your journey can be makes it all the more special. You don't arrive at your destination with a new wealth of knowledge or having found yourself in your daily commute. I guess it's just another one of those things. Not every thought we have requires an action. Sometimes thoughts can just be thoughts.
I can remember a lot of my childhood really clearly, and I think it's because my mum focused on documenting things quite a lot and really made an effort for everyone to remember the times we had together. We spent a lot of time outside, going to the beach, going for walks. When we were at home, we were drawing and painting, and they just let me be really free. My mum passed away when I was 9. A lot of those memories are kind of sensory. It's the best way I can describe it. It's kind of the grief was kind of rooted in my body. I can really remember how hot it was that summer and the taste of the really stinking hospital canteen food. I think when you're young and you go through something as big as that, maybe my body was kind of in a survival mode to get through that. I was fairly new to Deptford, and I was just out for a walk one day exploring the area, and I walked past this really colourful wall, and I just stopped to look at it because I liked it, and I noticed my mum's name was written on it. It kind of felt like my mum's presence was close by, and her art was part of the history of the area that I lived in, and it just felt like a very strange cosmic coincidence. It's been there since 1989, so it's kind of falling apart. It's had a lot of wear and tear, but it does make me feel happy, even though it's not as it was. I see kids walking past and commenting on it, and it's still having an impact. I would love to ask her about falling in love. I'd love to ask her about motherhood. The kind of visions that she had for herself when she was younger. I think art is definitely a way for me to feel closer to my mum, because it's the one thing I know that we had in common, and it's something that she kind of instilled in me from the very beginning. Yeah, it's almost like this little gift that she's left me with. I feel like I have kind of wanted to do everything she did in order to kind of better understand her or feel closer to her. But it's interesting with tattooing, that's something she never did, and I don't know what her opinion would be of that. Maybe she was anti-tattoos, I don't know. I know she didn't have any herself, and I did sort of think that recently. I was this is something my mum never did, and maybe that's an interesting kind of move into me being my own person.
I'm glad to hear that. You need to feel well. It is important for the process. You've been mixing organic and inorganic, right?
Yes.
Balance is important. I sent you a list. Did you get it?
Yes.
Fibrous tissue, cellulose, resin's great, or wax, and keratose fiber.
What?
Hair. Have you been eating hair?
Yes.
And then it's up to you. Whatever feels right to you. Whatever you think is within your reach. Do you bite your nails?
Yes. Is that a problem?
No, not at all. Not a problem at all. Remember, you mustn't vomit the bezoar. If you do, they won't take it. You have to birth it. Birth it through the mouth. Stare at the sun. It'll help you. Be patient. It'll come. The bezoar has been received. You've done a wonderful job. And regarding what we talked about earlier, I don't want to pressure you, but they are willing to pay triple for a bezoar from an infant.
Dear Esme, I'll never feel the same way about anyone the way I feel about you. I wanted to start by saying that. I've been trying to talk about this for a while, but I can never face you. I hide myself to be the person you love. I've been hidden for so long. I don't know where I am anymore. I can barely see you. And you see me for everything I'm not. All these parts of me you need, you take, they were never mine to give. They're killing us both. I think me leaving is the first time I've truly loved you, and it's the hardest thing I've ever done. With love. I want to start by saying that. Dolores. I've been trying to talk to you. Trying to talk to you. I've been trying, but I could not face you. I'll never feel the same about anyone. I'll never feel the same. I hide. I've been hidden to become the person you love. For so long, I've been hidden. I don't know where I am. I don't see you anymore. You have never seen me. These parts you have taken, none of it was mine. You take. They're killing me. I don't know where I am anymore. And it is the first time I've loved you. I think. First time I've truly loved. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. To talk to you. I'm trying to talk for a while. I'm in pain. I could not think to make it better. I never feel hidden. You became so hollow. I don't know what. You too. You're killing yourself. I don't know where I am anymore. Leaving is the first time I've left you, I think. First time I've truly left. And it's the hardest thing I've ever done. With love.
Sorry, I got caught up at work, but I'm on my way back now. I'll see you at home.
I'm not great with words. But let me try. Home. A place I can truly be alone. I see different parts of myself through shadows which appear onto my furniture. The light that seeps beautifully through my window. It takes me back to the time when Azuba and I would listen to Mehdi Saab's ghazal as he would soak in the sun reading his newspaper. Over the years, I've documented people, many of them, in spaces which they too call home. Sort of like what you are doing. As I drape my body in 6 yards of cotton. You know, I'm drawn to vulnerable beings who are able to show it physically. The stories behind one's hands, feet, neck, and hair tucked behind the ear fascinates me, almost like a mystery. There's this greed to feel everything and protect it. To blur the lines between fiction and reality. Maybe I should stop. I think I'm speaking too much.
I pack my bag, open the wardrobe to see all that I'm bringing on this journey. A voice says to me, do not bring anything, for everything you need shall be supplied on the journey. Trust that, believe it. Love is a scary thing. Prepare for the journey. It may end in heartbreak, may end in bliss. Regardless, take the chance. Enjoy the fruit. Because the honeydew brings out the best in you, brings out the best in them. Self-love breeds the best love. It oozes into your art. The internal cures the external. Inner love stems out and into everything else. You begin to develop a genuine love for things around you because of the things you love about yourself. Techie. Sometimes it gets messy, it's tough. There's hiccups, arguments. Love spins you completely. Makes you do things you wouldn't usually do. Put on a fiery pursuit. Makes you stupid or naive. Your head underwater, intoxicated. Blocking the noise out. But don't let it drown you to the point that you can't hear others. Gain a sense of maturity with it. There's some lessons you may never be able to learn if you don't take a chance at love. So take a chance at love. Even when your heart feels broken. Face disappointment. When they leave, feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. Because it grows you as a person. Even if you are the disappointment or let down, allow God to build you back up. Not all stories end well, and that's fine, because happy endings were taught to us in fairy tales. And fairy tales are not real.
You are a reality, but only in the flesh. Only in scattered components. The materials you would be made of are here now, and they're forever changing, so you're never the same. A version of you gets discarded every month. My body forges a possibility that can only hold itself for a few weeks, like it's trying to keep the memory of you, to figure out who you are, but then it loses it and has to start over. My body tries to recreate you much more than my mind. My mind sees you as a void, a missing piece that will always be missing, since I can't gather the yearning to take on my body's proposal. The second week of every month, when my body is done getting rid of your remains, I stop having an appetite. My energy drains off my limbs like you were the one driving them, and I'm left muted and empty. In those times I openly wonder, will I die alone, orphaned and childless, without either end of the stick to hold on to? But if you were here, you would be your own person, designed to forget about me eventually and create your own family. Although it would be reasonable to think that you would sit down one day and have these exact same thoughts. Except you won't have them, because I'm not going to create you. I'll save you this trouble and all the others. Would I have liked to have this treatment for myself? If my mother had thought of herself first, I could have been one of those possibilities never fulfilled, a bloodstain in some high-waisted 90s trousers. Not aware, so I wouldn't have to think about you. Gold leaf on steel blue. Unless there's an annunciation, it all ends with me. To my non-existing offspring, signed
I wanted to write a film about fear. The fear of the unknown, of what's behind you, of what you can see and therefore fear. I wanted to scare you, to raise the hair on the back of your neck and send chills down your spine. I wanted to write a film you were afraid to watch. I wanted to make a film about fear. But they say you should let your character reveal themselves to you. So I did. let your character reveal yourself. So I improvised. And mine turned out to be fearless.
A warm February day, clear skies, low sun. But the light didn't reach here. An anteroom off the hall put aside for us that weekend to discuss what was to come next. One by one we arrived by car, jeep and helicopter, searched on entry, phones placed in secure bags, notepads provided. With the king dead, God rest his soul, we were left with one prince unable to lead and the other unwilling to govern. Of course there was the boy, but he had no plans to return to England. If this was to remain bloodless, we needed to move forwards. The people were waiting. It was agreed we would announce the appointment of England's first president on the Monday. Whoever was to rule would need to be strong, a great orator, personable but dignified. 4 men, 1 woman. Between us, a lifetime in judiciary, military, governance, and culture. None anyone's first choice to rule. A late breakfast was served, planned in advance so each guest would have their favourite. I ate the porridge put before me, perhaps they thought me Callum the Scot. After breakfast, we warmed by the fire. A cool debate ensued. Time became imperceptible. Occasionally a scuttle from a spad sent to research a point of law, then back to it. I tried to bow out, said I wasn't interested. This is someone else's moment, I said, but they wouldn't let me escape. Not like that. With time running out, John, a military man, suggested a game with the winner put forward for office. We leave it to chance, he said, with clear winner, no chance of a coup. There were nods and whimpers, but no one looked to back down. John seemed ahead of us here, perhaps he had been the whole day. 3 pairs of pistols were sent for. A man-at-arms instructed us as to the trigger mechanism. I asked to leave, but was told no. Doors were locked. Fully briefed, each of us was taken to the telephone room where we could record 1 taped message for our family. Just before midnight, we will gather. At the first bell, we are to stand in a circle and raise our pistols. On the 12th bell, we are to fire.
The men hesitated. Even John, whose medals couldn't save him. Peter, the thoughtful former artistic director, threw himself behind the Chesterfield. I shot John first. Then the 2 Williams shot one another, both seeming to miss. I aimed and shot at one at a time. Poor Callum shot himself. This left Peter. He threw his gun from behind the sofa. A knock at the door. A spad asking if we're done. Peter poked his head up just long enough. We're done.
ज़िंदगी का असल मकसद उसका माने तलाश करना है। हर शख्स का मकसद और उसका माने मुख्तलिफ होता है। इंसान अपना हसूल रोज़मर्रा की आम चीज़ों में भी ढूंढ सकता है। किसी के लिए उसका काम, किसी के लिए उसका अयाल और किसी के लिए शोहरत। मैं भी हर रोज़ निकलता हूँ, दुनिया देखता हूँ, लोगों से मिलता हूँ, ज़िंदगी गुजारता हूँ। ज़िंदगी का असल मफ़हूम क्या है, मैं सोचता रहता हूँ, लेकिन मेरा ध्यान सिर्फ़ एक चीज़, एक काम की तरफ लगा पड़ा है। अगर मेरा ये मकसद, ये काम पूरा हो जाए तो शायद मेरे दिल को वो सुकून, वो राहत हासिल हो जहाँ मैं अपने आप को एक बच्चे की नज़र से देखूँ, साफ़, खालिस, और अपनी ज़िंदगी को वापस पालूँ। उसके लिए मुझे इस काम को करना बहुत ज़रूरी है। एक तवील वक्त से इस काम को अंजाम देना चाहता हूँ और आज फिर से वही कोशिश करने जा रहा हूँ। मुझे मेरा स्कूटर स्टार्ट करना है।
I'm what you would call a regular here. What can I say? It's how I romanticize my life. And with a menu this big, of course I'm gonna order something new every time. You know, in search of the perfect one. It may seem like I can't commit myself to a favorite, but I really do envy those who come in here and just announce, I'll have the usual. I've had the waffles. They were pretty, but a little dry. I've had the meaty stuff. I've tried the avocado toast. Why do they charge so much for avocado? It's a fruit. On bread. I mean, not that everything needs to have a protein. I enjoy fruit. I actually love fruit. She had hotcakes. Sometimes, my appetite is so insatiable, I get the 2-for-1 special, just for myself. Sometimes, I'm seduced by something sweet. Sometimes, I opt for something more pretentious. Sometimes, I just want black coffee. No sugar. And I wonder, will I ever meet my perfect match? Look at his smile. The light is hitting his eyes. Okay, keep it together. I'm gonna order. There are just so many options.